yeah. You already know what time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape. Definitely bringing you the Powerslams Pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Powerslams Show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams Show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Powerslams Show. Turn it up.
There we go. Let me unmute the mic, baby. Episode 516. This is the Pancakes and Powerslams Show. We're at the mothership, making it happen, doing the do, making it work. How about you, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we do up in here. I was watching a little bit of my. Here's a little trivia about me. See what y'all know about me. PNP Nation. What do y'all know about me so far? So here's a little trivia for you. Who is my favorite college basketball team? Who is my favorite college basketball team? It's a little Dr. Chris trivia there. My favorite college basketball team. See what y'all see how much y'all know about Dr. Chris. You know, I got some fans of the PNP Nation that are super cool. My family. Until we get the right answer. Of course, the people who come during the intro who say hello, I give them some love, just like I did this week. And hashtag AskDoc. C-Rye, what a 24 hours has been for us wrestling fans with the news of Stone Cold, and then Cody Rhodes today. Yes, a very crazy 24 hours of pro wrestling. It's been nuts. So we're going to be talking about Cody Rhodes. What's up, Ricky, in the building? Yes, that is the second time I've interviewed Hugo Savinovich. Yes, we'll be doing Elimination Chamber predictions. I did see The Rock at the Super Bowl. Yes. Good promo as always. Yes, 205 canceled. Now called NXT Level Up. Weirdo. Who will be caught up right after WrestleMania? That's a good question. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, we'll talk about. Looks like a lot of Cody. All right. Let's see who got my answer right. Ha ha! C-Rye. That is correct. Duke is my favorite college basketball team. Good job. Good job, Chris. You know. That's awesome. All right. So we got a lot of questions here, and I have someone to answer them with me. I have someone to answer with me. Yeah, man. Duke was up 12 at halftime against Wake Forest. It was close when I was at the gym, and then they went up and they were up 12 at halftime. And then the second half was just lousy. Looks like Paulo Banchero is just ready to go to the NBA. And that's unfortunate, man. I don't like when college kids kind of give up on college ball for the NBA. You gotta stay in the fight, man. I remember when Nick Bosa, just was like, he got injured and he was just like, yeah, I think that'll just be the rest of my college career. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think they went up by Duke went up by up to like 16. They were up 12 and they went up 16. And then man, they just absolutely bombed in the second half, the latter part of the second half. So come on, Duke. We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. Barely made it out of that one. So, but yeah, I think we went up to 19 actually. If I'm not mistaken, we got up to 19. It was like probably like 14 or so minutes left, 14 and a half minutes left in the second half. And we let them jokers come back from 19 down, man. You know, only won by 2 points. How would you do that? I'm not happy. But you know, that's the thing with college basketball. I mean, you know, you can lose 10 times and make the playoffs. So that's the reason why. I mean, I love Duke. I'm a big Duke fan. This is my 22nd year as a Duke fan. I became a Duke fan in 1990. So I'm a big Duke fan. Duke's doing great. Duke did horrible last year. One of their worst years in Coach K's era. Glad they came back this year with Williams and Roach and Banchero. So they've been doing their thing. So, but yeah, we only lost four games. So out of 25, and we got a few weeks left before March Madness, and so I think we're 9th seed now. We should be at least a 2 seed, maybe a 1 seed, and we'll do well. But that's the thing with college basketball. You can you know, I'm a fan, so I keep up with it. But if you're, you know, you can watch the second half and of the season and just see who wins, you know, or gets in. If your team gets in, you know, you can follow it during the tournament. So sometimes sports games have too many games, and you know, 30 games for college basketball. I guess that's decent, but yeah, that's why I love college football, man. Good 14 games, you know, 13, 14 games. If you lose once, it can change your whole trajectory of the year. So college football is my favorite than the college basketball because I'm a Duke fan. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of questions to answer. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, baby. And no better person to talk about it with than my guy, Evan. Pro. How are you, my man?
Doing good. Did I just hear Cody? Oh, Cody. Oh, Cody done left.
Oh, Cody, man.
He left his baby.
The old coaster.
I'm not too surprised. My man Dandy D. I want my rematch. Rematch close.
What's this rematch back? Very nice. So what's the rematch back, ladies and gentlemen?
So everybody. No, Ricky. I'm not responding to that. Just waiting around.
I haven't looked at it.
Brother Featherstone. Look, we've been brothers personally and professionally for how long? What, 7 years?
It's been wow. So
next year be 10 years for my show. You're already at 10.
Yeah, it'll be 10 in
It'll
April.
be like 7.
Wow. Here we go with Kurt Angle again.
I love Kurt.
Giving,
Interview them. This is my man.
I keep giving you the wrong.
He called me Kurt Angle. Let this go.
There we go.
Brother, why do we keep being rivals? No, you're Ohio. I get it. You're a Tennessee Titan fan. I like the Titans. They're cool. You used to love the Oilers back in the day. That's fine. Yeah, you like Duke, and you know where I'm from, brother.
Maryland.
You know, in the old school ACC, you know, our ultimate rivals was Duke, North Carolina, back when Wake Forest was good, and what was the Demon Deacons? That was the Wake Forest.
Wake Forest is Demon Deacons. Yeah.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets. Who was the Yellow Jackets?
Georgia Tech.
That was an old school ACC. Georgia Tech, the Terps, Duke, the Tar Heels, Clemson.
That's ACC.
Yeah, ACC.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, and I have no idea in my life. I've always been at the right place at the right time a lot of my life. I remember watching in my grandfather's house when Christian Laettner did that shot. And I know to this day, I know Duke fans hate him. They hate him. And Duke is cool. Shout out to Coach K. Coach K, there's only one.
Since last year.
His last year, there's only one head coach that had more wins and national titles than Coach K. Who was that?
That would be from North Carolina.
No, NCAA championships. I'm sorry. It's only one coach.
Championships. Championships. Oh man.
The ultimate GOAT. Now you know Coach K is the GOAT too.
Bobby Bowden.
Nope.
No, not my Bob. I was thinking Bobby Knight. Yeah,
Bobby Knight. John Wooden.
Wooden. Okay, very nice. Yeah.
John got 10. But Bobby Knight, definitely the GOAT. Is he still alive?
Bobby Knight. Yeah, I think Bobby Knight's still around.
Because I know he's been sick for a bit.
I think Bobby Knight's still alive. Yeah, when he was with Indiana. Let's see, 81 years old, 6'5", tall dude.
And what's my man? They always say baby. The white dude with the, you know, what I'm talking about. Hey, baby, hit that the little mean gene haircut.
Oh, you talking about Dick Vitale?
Dick Vitale, yeah.
Baby, it's the Cameron Crazies, baby. It's weird. Yeah, I love Dick Vitale. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and the coach that died. Jimmy, they got the foundation for him.
Jimmy V.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're crazy in wrestling, man. We talk about college basketball. I mean, the female Terps are great. You know, she'll be definitely in the Hall of Fame, and male Terps are the male Terps in basketball. So. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Wrestling with Cody. I'm not too surprised. You know, I'm sure you got the press release too. Cody leaving. People been asking me all day, is this a work? Is this a shoot?
I don't like. Like, come on now. I mean, really. Let me see. The Indiana one. Let's see how many rings he got with Indiana. 1, 2, 3 championships with Indiana. Nice. Cool. Yeah, we got a lot of questions. So let's Eddie George is my favorite football player. That is true. Let me see. What else y'all know about me? Victor. Since Seth doesn't have a Mania matchup yet, what do you think about Seth versus Cody in Mania? Yeah, I've been talking about this on social media. I would say I talked about this on text with some friends and on my Facebook. Someone asked me that same question earlier today, and I said that it really, at the end of the day, it depends on Cody's reaction. If people boo him out the arena and they want to heal him up, I think him and AJ would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If they want to, if he comes back as a big pop and baby face, I think him and Seth is the way to go. So I actually wouldn't mind. I just don't see Cody as a top guy. I don't think he'll be a top guy in the WWE. I think WWE they'll use his pop for a hot second, and then they'll just book him in the mid card like everybody else.
By SummerSlam, he'll be feeding for the US or the IC title.
I can even see at Mania. I can see Cody either going against AJ for the U.S. Championship and losing, or
Nakamura.
Perhaps beating Damian Priest for it if he, if Damian does his turn for the U.S. Championship, or if, like I said, if he comes in and gets booed out the arena, AJ's the one to go, or a non-title match against Seth. Ideally, if he gets again, it really boils down to the fans. I mean, I would say either AJ or Seth based on his reaction. Preferably, I think he should get a babyface reaction and go against Seth. I think that would be ideal. But if he heals it up and he gets booed, I think he beats. I think he goes against AJ, but I don't know if he beats him though. I wouldn't. Be
at the end of the day, I'm not surprised Cody left. Cody did what he could do. It's going to happen. He helped build the baby. He's going back to E. AEW is going to suffer without Cody. I mean, as far as viewership, it's not going to be like, oh gosh, there's no Cody. Nothing against Cody. Met him, talked to him, great guy. But viewership wise, it's not like, oh gosh, Cody's not around. What are we going to do?
Right.
But he's going to be hot, the flash in the pan against Sethy Boy or AJ, and by SummerSlam, he's just going to be there. There is no way they're going to have Cody go against Reigns or against Lashley or against Brock.
No.
I mean, if we look at it, they're the three biggest stars right now. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Lashley, Reigns, and Brock. There's nobody else that's on that high tier level.
Based on the story, I wouldn't mind a Cody edge if Cody's a heel. I just don't see.
I don't like edges. Yeah, I mean that's cool.
I just don't see. I'm sorry, man. I just don't see it. I don't see Cody as. I don't see. Cody has a potential to be a top star, but
not there.
Even in AEW though, he had some good upper mid card feuds, but he never won the world title.
Yeah, he never won the world title. And I'm with you. Is Cody is like, what would I give you an example? Titans. Eddie George is one of the GOATs. Terry Lewis pasted him in the mouth. Had thrown it in there. What's my man? 2K. Chris Johnson. Weedhead.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson was great, right? Now remember his backup.
Speaking of Bengals,
right now, remember his backup. I know my football. Randall, what was his name? That dude.
Yeah.
Cody's like a Randall, where he's B minus. He's good. He's noticeable, but he's not CJ2K. He's not an Eddie George. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a good backup. And even in AEW, he wasn't like an Omega or even Moxley or anybody that's champ. Yeah. Jericho, because Jericho's always been great. Even now with Hangman. Hangman has even surpassed Cody as far as having that big feel.
Yep.
Cody is always, I don't like saying a B+ player, but Cody was always good, but he just never got to that high pitched level. Whereas he's a top guy. He can talk, he can work, he looks great in the ring. It's just the overall perception.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think so too. I'm trying to figure out because I know that Chris Johnson was with Titans for about 5 years or so. Then he went to
played for the Bengals.
No. He played for the Jets, I think it was, and the Cardinals. I think was the last. I think Cardinals was the last thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Cardinals.
I don't know. It's not showing like his backup during the time. Who was the Bengals running back before Mixon?
Oh, gosh. What was his name? Andy Dalton was quarterback. Bernard. Bernard.
Gotcha.
And then the Bengals always say, like the Ravens and Steelers, they always say good run. I mean, even AFC North always say good running backs.
Yeah.
I don't know Eddie George's backup. You didn't really need it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Johnny Carter was there.
Yep.
That's right. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's see. So Mixon, Jeremy Hill was there.
Yeah, Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, Cedric Benson. That's who I remember. Yeah, Rudy Johnson was there. Corey Dillon. Yep.
Corey Dillon was running back for
Jarvis.
Giovanni Bernard. That's who it was.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Did that feel more enthusiasm? Did you feel more enthusiasm doing that search than watching Raw?
Always, yeah. Do I think Level Up will be the same as 205 Live?
It's AEW. It's their version of AEW Dark Elevation.
It's basically dark. It's you have a spiraling NXT. Now I know there's a lot of names. I know there's a lot of names like Cora Jade and Toxic Attraction, and Mandy Rose is doing having a relaunch, which I can appreciate. Braun Breaker's money. Tony Danzo, I'm not totally sold on him yet, but he has some good matches against Pete Dunne for what I saw. But I mean, LA Knight just seems like he's lost in the shuffle.
He still hasn't been. Well, he was Eli Drake, I think that was his height. His highs, and he went there. He's not like a Cody. He's good, but he just lost his stuff. I guess it could be WWE system.
Yep, I agree.
And that's right. Cedric Benson did pass away, unfortunately, and Pac-Man Jones, who lives in Ohio, actually took in his kids.
Oh wow. Very nice.
Yeah, you know, right? Cedric Benson died in an accident, right? It was the accident. Yes, so Pac-Man Jones actually adopted his kids because they were real close. He said it on Shannon Sharp. Shay Shay taking his kids. So yeah, I remember hearing that news said about.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would if he does come to WWE. Probably would be Owens, man.
I was thinking that.
We saw that with. I mean, we basically see it with Owens' promo on Raw. I think Owens would be a suitable name. Vince and I, we differed on this yesterday because Vince is just not a fan of Kevin Owens.
He's not.
Brother bro. I think that Kevin Owens would be a suitable name for Austin if he did come back, because Austin, he's just not in ring shape anymore. He's 57 years old. I think. Was he born in 64? I think. And so, I just think that and it's not necessarily about age, but because Sting, he'll be 63 next month, and he's still going. It still looks good too. But Sting's he has he can get away with he's shirt Sting now. You know what I mean? Like he's got the old school. You know what I mean? He is keeping that shirt on, and the advantage of Sting though is he wore a singlet, and Darby he has that look that he could get away with the shirt. But right. Austin, though, he can't get away with the shirt. No. You know what I mean? And so, there's a part of me that thinks that because he's not in ring shape, although I heard that he bought a ring for his ranch, and so he did that a few months ago. So, there was some talks that it might have even been a consideration a few months back, and maybe a just in case get in ring shape.
Yeah.
But I saw Austin I saw a picture of Austin of last year, and he looked flabby. He looks skinny. He still got his
arms. Yeah, he still got his arms and chest, but he's not. Yeah, but he remember No Way Out 03, Austin had that match with Bischoff. Austin, he still wore the shirt and was it the jeans?
Yeah, because he was GM at the time, though, wasn't he?
GM. So if he. I mean, Austin we ain't seen Austin topless since Mania 19.
19, yeah.
So we don't need to see Austin in the black boots and the trunks. Just have him wear the denim shorts and the shirt. And that's just what he got to do. Oh, that picture is legit. I did see that.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I did see that picture. I thought it was Photoshop or something.
So, he's not terrible, but he's got the old man, look nowadays. So, yeah.
He ain't The Rock. I mean, The Rock got to stay in shape. Then you think The Rock got too big.
Oh yeah, people think he's juicing. Look
do this. Here's something. I told Danny do this off air last week. Oh gosh.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's Stone Cold. Just imagine him coming out. Well, to that, he still got a little 6-pack on him, man. But his arms are very small, and he's hey, look, he's living his best life, man. He's 50, almost 58 years old. He hasn't wrestled in 19 years, man. He's like, man, why do I need to, be in ring shape? But if the money's good, man, he's the only person. He's the last of a dying breed. The only person who stayed true to his retirement has been Austin. That's the only person left. And because Michaels came back in Saudi. Yeah. He came back in Saudi, and that was horrible. And so, he's the only person stayed true. So, he will be the person that breaks the streak, man.
The WWE needs all the names they can with Texas.
That. Yeah, because their card is not very, very good. I agree, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. What you think about Brock?
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree. And he don't care. He don't care about keeping it. WWE. Kissing butt type of reaction. He don't care. And I agree. I agree with him.
Brock does what he wants. He's at that level. We're gonna say what he wants.
I think the big thing for him is that, I wish that he would be, because he just don't care. I wish that he would be more in a pay it forward attitude. When it comes to that stuff, he just really clocks in, clocks out, and if he doesn't like you, he won't like. He'll let you know. Cue Dean Ambrose, right? And so, well, at the same time, and Brock is the most underrated seller in pro wrestling. He is an amazing seller, man. Brock is good, man. He's good. People underestimate Brock's ability to make someone look good in the ring if he likes to work with you. Like, he's a really, really good seller. And
he's like he's kind of, his attitude is like a modern day kind of how Andre was in Brody. Certain people was like, if I don't like you, you're not doing anything. Harley Race, the Stan Hansons, in Japan, the Masalis.
They're all company guys, though. You know what I mean? Like, Brock isn't a company guy, though.
No,
so,
he does.
He does.
He does what he wants, and who gonna really stop him? You got Lashley, who, they bought Sembler, and you saw how that match went. Still trying to figure out why Lashley kept falling on his shoulder. But
I do not like the fact that people saying it's a work. Like, listen, just think of it from this way.
We got the press release.
Tony came out. Cody and Brandy came out with press releases.
Yes.
Now, if you think about it, like, come on, guys, come on, fans, get out of your illusion. I mean, you thought the higher power, like, people thought higher power was a work, and people were even saying Owen Hart wasn't really dead and he was going to return as the higher power. Like, that's how bad it got. Like, that's ridiculous. Don't forget,
remember they thought Tim White actually committed suicide?
Yeah, I just don't understand the illusion when it comes to fandom at times. Like, this is not a work. Like there's so many other options that you could have used to make Cody a heel. And if you think about it, what is the payoff if Cody coming back to AEW? He's going to get booed, but he was getting booed anyways. So, like, and from a business standpoint, I was sharing this with a good friend recently, a little bit before my first show. If you think of it this way, Tony Khan he's smart enough not to look that desperate. No. Like, if you think about it from this standpoint, like, he's done some, like, he's looked like a mark in many cases, unfortunately. I can't stand the fact that when he made the statement, like, it really summarized everything wrong with AEW, because you need extra hands and extra people running things to make it more of a well-oiled machine. I'm not saying have 20 writers, but at least hire, a booking team. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the same thing. Like, when he made the statement, he said Tony Khan, CEO, president, general manager, head of creative. I'm like it said all those titles underneath his name. And I'm like
the movie's directed by, produced by.
And I'm like,
it's like, we know
Vince McMahon wouldn't do that. Because the thing is, he's a businessman. He knows how to delegate. So, like, someone's going to be the head of creative. Someone's going to be the general manager. Like, you got to know how to delegate and to maximize the strong suits of certain people. To have all those titles underneath your name shows what AEW.
Vince will delegate, but you still gotta get a final yes from him.
Problems. Yeah, I mean that's with any type of president. Yeah, I mean, it's like you work at Target and you have assistant managers still report to the manager. You know what I mean? But they still have say so.
And it's one thing if, like, the EVPs, like, it's one thing if you're like the Bucks or Omega, where, like, okay, I'm a wrestler, but I also help out with talent or training. That's different because you're a worker. But you got like 89 titles, and any fans that's watching this live, or watching this recorded. Take it from us. Take it from me. Take it from Featherstone. This is not a work. It's a shoot. Don't look at it in the fans' eyes. We got press releases. And if you don't get a press release on works, you get them on shoots.
It's business.
It's business. We get them just like we got them for the Owen Hart. We got them for what was the press release last week? We got Chris AEW sent out. It was some business ordeal that they were doing.
Yeah.
But you get those press releases based on real life stuff and shoots. And the fact that Tony sent one out, Cody sent it out, and Brandy, and we already got word months ago that their contract was running up. They was going to try to negotiate a new deal. And the fact that Cody was in talks with WWE is legit.
Yep.
No hard feelings.
Yeah. And if Khan, you also got to think about this way. If Khan does a whole press release just for it to be fake, from a business standpoint,
that looks so bad.
Why would anybody think that any of his press releases are legit now? If he does something that desperate, like Tony Khan, he does some wacky stuff, but he's not that desperate to say, okay, let's do this. And look, here's the thing. If somehow Evan and I are wrong and this is a work, man, that would be a huge blow to AEW.
It would look so bad.
It would look so desperate, you know what I mean, to pop a rating. And the thing is, you don't need to do that. And like, no one's ever done that. And I think the thing is, people don't want to admit that it's the truth. And so they're like, oh, it's a work. You know what I mean? Like,
by the way, it's like, like the whole thing with Shane. Shane still owns stock in WWE. Shane is still getting paid by WWE. He's not showing up in AEW. Triple H is not showing up in AEW.
No.
Like, you got to think about it. Yeah, it's a dream scenario, but come on, guys, it's corporate.
Yeah.
It's Shane, Linda, Triple H. I mean, anything can happen, but unless you see a press release or it's officially Paul is gone or certain people, come on now, Shawn Michaels could be next. They're not letting they let Road Dogg go. They let Regal and other people. Certain people pop political, just untouchable. Inside, R-Truth still there. He ain't going nowhere. You knew Pat Patterson wasn't going nowhere, till he passed on.
Yeah.
Say we were Howard Finkel. They would never let him go. Michaels is never going to be let go. Michaels can't even go to any shows within a wrestling ring if it's not WWE. That's in the inside contract. Vince is not letting anybody, certain people go. Shawn is not going away. Neither is Trips. I don't think Trips can wrestle anymore due to his heart condition.
Yeah.
Stephanie, come on, guys. Is certain people that Shane's not showing up at AEW.
Ricky's asking what your thoughts on Keith Lee in AEW. I can see him not being used properly like all the other former guys there. Yeah, I don't. I was talking to this in our show, one of our shows last week. At this point, Khan is there's so many people getting lost in the sea of pops. Like, Tony Khan is just spending a bunch of money by like pulling action dolls from like some store. Like, he's just going to shop for action figures and he's like pop, 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 pop. Oh, there's the Big Show. Oh, there's Mark Henry. There's Christian. There's Sting. There's Andrea Lidolo. There's Malachi Black, or Aleister Black at the time. There's Aleister Black. There's Christian. You know what I mean? Like, he's just boom, pop, pop, pop. Keith Lee. Oh, wait a minute. We see Keith Lee himself now. Oh, let me grab him. You know what I mean? Like, that's how Tony Khan is doing. And then just like I have 3 kids, just like every single kid who gets their new action figure, they go by the wayside. Like they go in some toy chest, and you decide to dig it up. You decide to dig it up every now and then, but your biggest focus isn't on the toy chest. It's on the shelf in front of you. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was released. Let me grab that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Tony Khan is. He's just a kid in a store getting the new action figure.
Well, to be fair, if you have, there's nothing wrong with getting it, but it's about, like you said, are you going to take those action figures and are you going to keep them in your bag? Well, you know, we had action figures. We always had our favorite 5 that was in front. Or we carried like one trade, 5 or 10. I mean, Vince did it in the territory days. He JYD, this one, Piper, Ted DiBiase, but back then Vince was able to use them, and they all
but they had characters though. They it wasn't used for pops like that. It doesn't even, like, to me, that doesn't even apply. Like, my analogy doesn't apply for like back then, because they were like, Vince wasn't bringing in people for the sole purpose of getting a pop. You know what I mean? Like, Tony Khan, he brings in talent to get a pop. Like, ooh, and he's starting to
like
Dixie Carter.
The Forbidden Door. It's like
he's starting to Dixie Carter stuff. Like, ooh, guess what? So I've got a big announcement. Someone's coming into the Forbidden Door, and they're gonna close the door behind them. And
be Christian. Remember that lay down?
Announcements that we got, like, the people who actually came were Jay White and Keith Lee.
And most people don't even know who Jay White is.
So you made a huge announcement about the Forbidden Door. And again, I like Keith Lee. Lee. But just like I said last week before he came Wednesday, when people were asking me about that, I said, I like Keith Lee. You have to have him come as a surprise, because essentially what happens is when you make some big announcement, that's just how our minds work psychologically. You'll have this big old expectation of, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Shane? You know what I mean? Like, is it like, I don't, you know, there's something. Yeah, is it going to be Bray? You know what I mean? And then we're like,
Keith Lee,
okay. You know, like it's like that big old date, like it's like the chat room, you know, back in the day, you used to talk to the girl who had the really sexy voice. Yeah, my name is Michelle, and so you're like, oh, yeah. So hold on, you sounded kind of cute, right? And then all of a sudden you have hey, I'll be at the mall, on Friday, meet me there at 6 on the big center area, the center amphitheater. What you go? I'll have a pink shirt on, right? And so you walk, you fashionably late because you're like, okay, let me set the stage. So Michelle, she's sitting there, and she's like turned behind you. So you're walking toward her, and you're like, okay, right. I know all this hype. And then she turns around, you're like, hey, Michelle, hey, how you doing, Michelle?
Definitely won't be a rematch.
It's like
Daddy D. Not gonna
be friends, but nah, like that's
cool.
Yeah, be cool.
All right.
Okay, but nah, and that's how that's what Khan reminds me of. Like, you're overselling and overhyping, and then when we see him, like, okay, yeah, like it's cool, but it's not.
The biggest is
not what the hype was hyped up to be.
The biggest, Sting was a surprise, which was huge.
Definitely.
TNT got mad because they had to know ahead of time, because TNT shows only know we got. So Sting was big. We know Punk was the biggest.
Punk was huge. Absolutely. We knew.
Brian was big too.
Brian was big.
Was about a level past Keith Lee. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it
You
was
haven't even
good.
seen Kyler. You haven't even seen Kyler Raleigh since like the first 2 weeks.
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish, like we
your
haven't
boy,
seen it.
Jay Lethal, who hasn't won a match in 2 months. I was at Ring of Honor. He lost to Gresham.
Yeah, he's
It was
won
not-
like on Dark. Like he's
That
won.
don't count.
He won like 4 matches on like Dark or something like that. I
Yeah,
saw.
I
But he
say this.
lost his first match. Like he came in
To lose.
against Sammy Guevara and lost his first AEW match, and then lost again.
Right.
I'm like,
You're gonna win on TV. Now, Danhausen, I think one of the best original characters, but he's not. And he's not a Punk. He's not a Brian. He's not a Sting. Like you say, you beefing this up. Oh yeah, honey, I'm gonna take out and dinner, get you dressed up. You thinking, all right, we going to the Prime Rib or to Capitol Grill or 5-star restaurant, and we go to Fridays.
Yeah.
I was like what?
Like, okay, big old Valentine. You tell you have a big old Valentine's Day promise. Hey, babe, I got something big. You ready? Be like,
door's gonna be open.
Yeah, get your vest on. Like we gonna get it, girl. Like, and then like you drive and you pass a couple of nice restaurants. And all of a sudden you'll land, you'll land in on Frisch's Big Boy. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
Big Boy.
and you're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's go to Frisch's. Okay, nice. Thank you. You're so sweet. And it's just underwhelming. Like don't give me the hype. If the expectation isn't going to live to it, I'd rather for you to just take me to Frisch's without hyping it up than to hype it up and make me think something huge and then take me to Frisch's.
Give an example. You could have did like, and it's funny because I watched. I told you and Danny I went back and watched the unedited version of WrestleMania The GOAT 17. And I didn't watch the pay-per-view probably a million times. I watched it again. And I never caught this when Vince lost to Shane. And remember the interview Vince, I think, afterwards, he was in the room. And he was like, you think this is shocking? Wait till later. He planted the seed then, if you did. And I never caught this. And I remember watching WrestleMania 17. My good friend Comey, wrestling fan too, put it on VHS and taped it for me, and I watched it the next morning. He was planting the seed to the Austin Hill turn or Survivor Series and Sting debut. What did Vince do? He came on and said, this will be a night you'll never forget. You could have did something like this. Hey, stay tuned to Dynamite. This would be a Dynamite that's unforgettable. So it's like, oh, Keith Lee, Jay White. A lot of people don't know who he is. We know him, but you're going to say, wow, this
Jay White's, for people who know wrestling, Jay White's big. You know what I mean? But
to the casual fan, that's right. That's
I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. And then your debut was putting Trent in a truck, in a backstage segment. Like whoa, like Forbidden Door. Okay, you come, from the side of the camera to throw Trent in a truck, like on the side of a truck. That's your debut. That's the Forbidden Door. That I
do like how they did plant the seeds of. You didn't know when it was going to pop up. Remember, it was like, oh, Punk, you gotta get a partner. Like planting the little small seeds was cool because you didn't know when it was going to come. But we knew once Keith Lee came out, and I don't know if I hit you up. Well, I told my staff, it ain't going to be Bray. It ain't going to be Braun. It's not going to be Shane. It's going to be Keith Lee or somebody that's like, and we like Keith Lee, but he is everybody. Like, I joke and say Apollo Crews is everybody happy uncle. Keith Lee is just that big happy friend.
Yeah.
Just happy, smiling. Good guy. He can be himself, but he
They need to build him up more than just some big announcement. Again, I
Yeah.
just don't like these. I don't like these pops. I mean, like
these sizzles,
you know,
these
it's just like pop and then this pop and then fade and then pop and then fade. Like that's what we see with so many people. Like Big Show was a pop. Like he was one of those. He was one of those the people that pops and
that was big.
like
Yeah.
he's now he's a co-host and now Mark Henry's a pop and now the only thing he got kicked out of his job from Rampage. Now he's talking about his time from the main event and they have shirts about that now.
I didn't even know that was a thing until was it I love Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston was like, go ahead and say the thing. And I was like, oh, it's an actual phrase.
Yeah, there's merch with it now. All right, let's zoom through these questions for you got a couple minutes left. Robert, if Cody returns to WWE, do you see him going to Raw or SmackDown? I'll let you go. I don't know. Yeah, just
I ain't saying it to be mean. You're just saying like who would you rather where would you rather him go? Because I'm like, is there really a different Raw's 3 hours, SmackDown's 2. One color's blue, one color's red. Was really after that? What's the like Raw, SmackDown? You
I'd
say
say probably Raw. If they set up for Seth, probably Raw. Yeah.
Remember when Raw, SmackDown? He had identities where it was like, all right, Raw's this show. Now it was this.
You got the fist. Stage. I love the fist stage setup. I loved it. All right, Victor's asking, what's your thoughts on Lucha Bros versus them boys? March 11th, House of Glory. Should be good.
Yeah. Love those guys, and Briscoe's great people. Now, when is the Briscoes and the FTR thing going to happen? Because they've been pumping that up online.
Yeah, I can see that happening soon, since a lot of people are kind of going away from ROH as they,
right,
doing their reset. Let's see. Ticker stayed retired. No, he retired. He retired at 33 and came back the next year against.
He never officially said he was retired.
Yeah, he never officially retired either.
He just did like a celebration.
Yeah. Dion said, "I'm looking slick tonight, styling, profiling." Thank you very much.
The hoodie jacket, blazer.
No, it's just a hoodie.
I like that.
Thank you. McAfee show he thinks of Vince as a father figure. That's good. Cody comes to WWE. Will his wife come as well?
You really need to see
I don't think on screen roll. I don't think so. I don't think they'll bring Brandy in. I mean, she was Eden Styles doing announcing. That's as much as Brandy was at the time. Eden Styles. So I don't think they will. I don't see. I don't know.
Isn't it? Was it somebody brought this to my attention?
Yes, that's true. True, C-Rye. Yeah, my point. Great point. People say that Roman left for treatment for cancer was a work. That exactly. I'm like,
a friend of mine knows the person who's at the facility. What's wrong? They're not going to. You can't. Certain things you just can't play with. You're dealing with a form of cancer or sickness. That was legit. And a close friend of mine, a business partner who was a regular on this show at times. His friend was at the facility where Roman was getting his treatments. So that was legit. Oh, he came back. Like, come on, man.
Of course. I mean, come on now. Like leukemia, like you're guys, come on. Like, just think about it. You like Vince McMahon, he doesn't own 100% of the WWE. Okay. He's the majority shareholder, but he's a publicly traded organization. So Vince McMahon is not a one-man show anymore. Okay.
No.
So something that just desperate, he could immediately be pulled from sponsors and shares and networks. Like, come on, man. Like, and you saying, and people were legit saying that was
no, man. I remember
get out of your weird fantasy, man. It's just ridiculous.
I got into a debate with someone. We really don't like using our cards, or as our man all used to say, I don't toot my own home, but toot. Is like, dude, we are fans, but we're media. We work with the guys. We know the guys and the girls, just in case somebody feel left out. Not that we don't know everything, but we're professionals with media. We talk to these people. We see, like, dude, is legit. Ricky, no, she didn't get an autograph.
Before that, real quick, William, I think he comes back as a wrestler. I don't think he comes back as a GM.
Austin.
Yeah, I think it would be Cody.
He's gonna wrestle. It's just certain things. It's just not a like Shayna. When she hurt Nia Jax's arm, that was a work. After a while, you could tell certain injuries is a work.
Even Marie was a work. Although Nyla was hurt, she was injured. That was a way to write her off. But the write off was a work. Even Marie was a work.
Lana,
yeah.
Like
there's always injury storylines, but that's a whole different ballgame. Jay Lethal and Keith Lee would be no. I mean, why? Because they don't
match.
The BGB, the Black Guy Bunch,
and Apollo Crews in there.
Yeah, AQA was just off, man. She was off, and Jade Cargill. I mean, look, she looks like $1 million.
I love Jade.
I don't. I think she has a ton. Jade has a ton of potential, man. Like, she looks like $1 million, but her facial expressions, she botches. Her timing is off. She looks so green, green, and AQA looked green too. And it was like two people. They're trying to call that spot when AQA was on the second rope, and they were just like
looking
like
the old school brand. Remember? Super WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was just like, what are y'all doing, man? And just Jade is just not there yet, man. They're capitalizing on her look, which she's a star. She has potential to be a megastar. People like her because she looks like the part. People just didn't care about her at first, and she had that heat. But then, the whole winning the title, showing her daughter, that kind of turned a quarter. Then she still tries to do the heel heat. She's not even generating heat. What happened to wrestlers actually getting heat and spending the time okay, well, you're a heel, so I want to spend time getting heat, like an MJF, like a Happy Corbin, like a Miz, and it's like Jade, she goes out there, she does powerful moves. People like the powerful moves that she does, and then she has a smug, arrogant look at the end of it. Is that heat? And people don't care about the people who she's going against. So there's no need to cheer the other person. You're going against AQA. Oh, okay. You're going against, Soho. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And like I said, I don't get too deep into it. I know times change. Is kayfabe still is needed. There's the people that still keep kayfabe to a point, with the Brocks, with the Takers, with MJF, with Corbin, with Miz, with even Darby, the people that look kind of even Taz. There's certain people where they just kind of mysterious. Yeah, I see your social media, people, family, all going out to eat, birthday, but it's like you're a heel. But how do you expect us to get the fans to look at you as a heel? We're showing your kid. You know, when someone shows your kids, it's automatic face.
You're gonna cheer that.
No one knows how Brock Lesnar looks. No one, it's like you're not seeing even MJF's parents on Twitter uses Twitter, and it's hilarious against him being a heel and say how they still don't like him.
Yes,
you put up there hilarious.
That's how it should be.
Because he's a heel. Like, remember MJF was getting flack on the little boy at the conference. That's heel stuff. He's still in character.
That's how that's when someone, that's why I give major kudos to MJF. When you are into your character that much, that's what you're supposed to do, man. I love it. All right, let's get these predictions with the Elimination Chamber real quick. Let's do Ray versus The Miz.
Ray, would The Miz ever win a match again? I mean, that shows how good he is.
Yeah, but, I actually thought this was going to be WrestleMania, but
I did too.
Miz had the upper hand on Monday, so I think Ray's going to win.
You know what that means?
Rousey and Naomi against Charlotte and Sonya Deville.
Of course, Rousey
and Naomi. Yeah.
You see that they head thing because they edited it out already from what I was told.
Yeah, that was terrible. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, Women's Elimination Chamber. Morgan, Ripley, Belair, Doudrop, Nikki ASH, Bliss.
You said Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
Well, ASH is going to be the first to get eliminated. We know. I'm gonna give it to Belair, and I think Doudrop probably like final 2 or 3.
I think I hope Bianca Belair. I mean, there was rumors of Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. That would just make sense. She's got a lot of momentum behind her. I wouldn't be surprised if they do some wacky Alexa Bliss gets it. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really hope that don't happen, but I'm hoping for Belair. I think we can both agree Drew McIntyre beats Madcap Moss.
You also throwaway match.
Tag match, Viking Raiders versus Usos. That's another throwaway to me. Another throwaway, Becky Lynch versus Lita. Becky wins.
Mm-hmm.
Roman versus Goldberg. Roman's going to win. I think that's pretty.
Match will start off with a spear.
Who wins the Elimination Chamber match? The men's. Lashley, Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Riddle, or Styles.
Oh, gosh, I hate to say this. Brock's going to win. But
title versus title? I don't know. I don't know about title.
I hope not. I mean, I think is Lashley going to get the upper hand and beat Brock again? Brock is going to be the final 2. You know that, unless everyone jump him. You get what I mean? I will hope Lashley wins and get the upper hand on
Brock.
Brock.
I don't see Brock losing again. Though. That's the problem. I agree. I do think Roman will possibly cost Lesnar, but again, that's just more of a reason why.
How do you do that with Chamber though?
Well, same. I mean,
Triple H and Goldberg. Remember that sledge?
Well, that's when Jericho won the title because was it Michaels was.
That's right. Michaels
Taker. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So, I don't see Lesnar losing it consecutively though. So I just, and again, title versus title. Why would you do that if you have 2 nights for Mania though? So
the sad thing is, you're right. Is you got to have Lashley as champ. So Lesnar is going to have to get screwed over by Heyman and Reigns again.
I think so. I think Lesnar
Right.
could be screwed over by Reigns, which again is proof that Lesnar's going to beat Reigns, which I think is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that makes Reigns look weak.
Uh, and
So
it just makes Reigns' long streak look horrible. It just makes them look. It just proves that you can't build, like, WWE sucks at building new talent. Jericho's even said that. Like, they suck at building new talent. And like the proof is the fact that you're going to have Lesnar beat Roman Reigns after this 500 plus Universal Championship streak, instead of handing it over to a baby face that you can push, like a Drew McIntyre. You decide that Lesnar's the guy you want to end that streak, just like Taker. Like, it just goes to show that they do not know how to do it.
Victor Nash did make a good point. Leopold. Brock won the Rumble. He doesn't have to win the Chamber. So if they do the Leopold, remember Brock never, if I'm right, Brock never officially chose.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's going against Reigns. It's already official. He's going against Reigns. Yeah, he's going against Reigns. He said that on Raw. So so the only reason why he's in this match is because he won a title versus title. So I just think this is.
So why is this even in a match?
Because he wants to do title versus title. That's what he said on Raw a few weeks ago in that promo with Lashley.
And just imagine the deflation. Was there Brock against Reigns, title versus title? Brock beats Reigns. Because then the next thing is going to happen is the IWC, and everybody's going to go back on to hate Lesnar, the whole part-timer thing. You got both titles. Then also, are you going to do Reigns against Brock 89?
You probably will at SummerSlam. It's just, again, you're not building babyface talent. I just like it. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would have Seth Rollins win the title, and then someone go against Seth Rollins for the title in Mania. Ideally, I mean, Big E would have been the perfect choice, but they just threw him back over to SmackDown.
Why is not Big E in the Chamber match?
Because he's not on Raw anymore.
Did they ever explain why he went to SmackDown? This was random DLC. That's what I'm saying.
They never. They just threw him over to SmackDown. Yeah,
for
it's
what?
Just
so he can.
Because Vince McMahon said, I don't care anymore. Let's throw him, put him on SmackDown. I'm done with him. It's just. Right now, Seth Rollins being a WWE champion would be perfect for him to build somebody. Reigns should beat Lesnar at Mania. First of all, it shouldn't be Reigns versus Lesnar in Mania. It should be Drew against Reigns. But Lesnar should be a heel. I like, Lesnar's babyface push has been decent. It's been funny. It's been something different, but he needs to be putting people over, though. So, like, he needs to be a heel. He needs to put over a new babyface. To me, it's just atrocious that WWE is absolutely failing miserably at building new talent. And WrestleMania is proof of it. You really have an opportunity. Like, you really have a chance. We really could be seeing a title versus title match at WrestleMania between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And the problem with that is that, first of all, Brock Lesnar may come out of WrestleMania as double champion.
Let's look at this real quick. This is to show you WWE is since the early millennium haven't made new stars. Of course, Mania 1 was Hogan. Mr. T, we know that. 2 was Hogan and Bundy. 3 was Hogan and Andre. Cool. 4, then you had Hogan and Savage, Hogan and Warrior, Hogan and Slaughter. Then you had Hogan and Sid, Yoko and Brett. Yoko and Brett and
Yoko and
10. 11 was Bigelow and Taylor. You see switch ups. Then you got Brett and Sean. Iron Man. Taker and Sid. Then you got Austin against
14
Michaels.
was Austin and Michaels.
Austin
Yeah.
and Michaels. You got Rock and Austin.
Rock and Austin.
Rock Austin 1.
16 was the 4-way.
4-way. Rock and
17
Austin
was
2.
Austin 2. 18 was Brock and Kurt.
No, 18 was Triple H and Jericho.
And Jericho, yeah.
And Jericho
19 was Brock and Kurt.
New people.
Yeah.
20 was Benoit, Triple H, and Michaels.
Yeah.
21 Batista and Triple H. 22 Cena and Triple H. Then Cena and Michaels. Then it was Taker and Edge. Orton against Triple H. Taker and Michaels. 24. Then Cena against The Miz. That never happened. Then you have Rock against Cena for the first time ever.
20 and 29.
29. Batista, Orton, and Bryan.
At 30, yeah. 31
That's what 31 was.
Hold on, don't tell me. 31.
2015.
Yeah, 31. I know that was the year that Sting lost. No, yeah, Sting lost. It was streak. That was in San Jose. That was when Cena beats Rusev, I think it was. And then you had
you remember the 31 main event?
I just remember the Rock and Ronda segment with Triple H, which I thought was absolutely stupid.
31's main event, 2015, was Brock.
Hold on. Oh, that was it was Brock and Reigns with the Seth cash-in.
That was 2015.
Yeah.
And you ain't going through the rumbles, Ricky. Making a point here. 2015. How many years ago? Was that 7?
7. Yeah.
Rock and Brock. I mean, not Rock. You got Brock and Reigns 7 years ago. You had Triple H and Reigns. You had Reigns and Taker. Reigns and Brock again. 2018.
Yeah, that was in New Orleans.
35 was the women's triple threat, but you had Seth against Brock. The point is, the past 6-7 years has been no new people. Far as the men, the women, yeah, because you got Bianca, you got Becky, she got big, Ronda came in. But the men is at 36.
Yeah.
I went through all of those to show how in the early years of Mania up until about the end of the first decade of the millennium, you saw a switch. You had new people, switch, new stars to look forward to. The past 6 or 7 years, Brock Reigns.
Yeah.
Seth.
Yeah, it's just nobody's really consistently been really built, and so it's sad to see. So
and once again, why was the rocket ship not pushed further for Big E? Because Big E got the push.
Yeah.
And I still say Big E's title win was more of a reaction, in my opinion. And then he didn't do anything, and it's not Big E's fault, because I saw the interview. He was like, "Oh, I kind of feel hard on myself." Big E, it ain't your fault. Is how they book you.
Of course it was.
And you kept losing multiple times on Raw. Did you see that with Cena? You see it
Yep.
you see it with and it's not even about the race thing, because they didn't book The Miz as a great champion.
No.
They didn't book, you know what I mean, Ziggler when he was champ. It's whoever the company feel good. Look at Kofi.
Well, he had a 6-month reign. Lesnar once again 8 seconds. But all right, real quick before I head out, do you see more budget cuts coming in after WrestleMania? Yep, I see them fudging. I see them padding numbers for the post WrestleMania, and then I definitely see them.
Don't they normally traditionally do the budget cuts right before Mania as well?
Spring cleaning. They're around the springtime. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the Saudi event is this coming Saturday at 12 o'clock Eastern time. And so should be we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with it. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless, and always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. Peace. Hot tag. No. Not like